Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to talk about Arbor Adventures Session 6. So this campaign, we're using Dungeons and Dragons lore. It occurs in Dungeons and Dragons default setting, which is Forgotten Realms. It uses all the factions, the Harpers, the Zentarum, the Lord's Alliance. It's pure Dungeons and Dragons Forgotten Realms, and we're using the Crown and Skull rule set, which we have found blends incredibly well with the Dungeons and Dragons rule set. And so for gear, we're actually using Dungeons and Dragons gear straight out of D&D Beyond, in addition to the fantastic, brilliant, very concise and powerful gear from Crown and Skull, and the two are mixing just like it's like Reese's peanut butter cups, man. It's really phenomenal. Um, so let me tell you what happens in session 6, right? So at this point, Dolos has the Sun Elf assassin, Sun Elf rogue assassin, has killed Rafig Grey Wanderer, who is a evil warlock, right? And just like one-shotted him, just absolutely reaped him. And at this point, they collect up all this treasure from Rafig Grey Wanderer, because Rafig is, he's a major high-level adventurer, and also, so not only do they get all this treasure from this high-level villain, that Dolos and his allies, Parak, the half-elf ranger, and Grax, the dragonborn fighter. So basically, you have all that happening, right? And so then they have been taking this caravan. They've been taking this caravan across the way, right? And they've been transporting this caravan. And so at this point, once that Rafik dies, Dolos has already spoken to Volna, and Volna is a seamstress who travels with the caravan. And they were escorting the caravan for safety from Neverwinter down to Waterdeep. But Volna has solved the mystery of where Dolos's brother is. She says, all you got to do is just go to where Vornway worked or go to where her home was, right? So Dolos is able to find his brother at Candlekeep. He then goes to... So at that point, he needs to... he decides to immediately pursue his brother, right? And basically to go to Candlekeep. But he needs a mount. Okay, so first of all, he stole a mount from Phandalin. This is interesting. He is an assassin, and he is carrying a cursed blade. But he took the time to actually pay 150 gold to send back the horse he stole, and then he gets a mount. So he's in Waterdeep, and he asks what mounts are available. There's a griffin available. There's a direwolf available. And I said, you could buy a horse. And he's like, I want something better than a horse, right? Which I love. I love that. And so I offered a griffin, a direwolf, and also a young adult dragon, right? Which, but he had to pay 1,000 gold even to start that conversation. And that wouldn't have even, and then he would have to pay for it. And he only has about 4,000 gold, and 4,000 gold ain't going to buy a dragon. Right, so he said he wanted the direwolf. So he gets this direwolf. So he goes to a merchant named. Actually, I'm sorry. He goes to the person who has the direwolf, and this is Mindartis. And Mindartis is a dragonborn adventurer, just like Grax, and he. And he starts dealing with Mindartis, and Mindartis explains that this direwolf is from the north in Forgotten Realms, where there was an evil wizard who was using this direwolf for one of his evil orc lieutenants, right? And this was his mount. and it had been trained for cruelty. It had been treated extremely badly. It was a trained mount, but it was also extremely dangerous and violent, and really kind of an abused creature, right? And so Mindardus asks Dolos for 1,500 gold, and Dolos says, "Hey, listen, yeah." And actually, and Mindardus also says the reason I'm gonna sell this is I'm going off on an adventure right now, and so I can't really stay here to take care of this direwolf, and so I'm selling it for 1,500 gold. And Dolos, I love the way this player character, the way this Dragon Master, this gold Dragon Master, protects his gold. He's very, like, he doesn't spend it if he doesn't need to. He says, listen, I'm a good adventurer. I will take really good care of this direwolf. You can give him into my care, and actually ask for the direwolf to be given to him. And Mindardus is like, no, heck to the no, man. He's like, I'm a successful adventurer. I could just put him into a stable here, and I could pay 100 gold a month. And put this, I have the goal to put him in for 100 a month for 2-3 months until I'm back for, and I might even be back within 30 days. So I don't need somebody to take this. I can pay to have him stabled, right? And so I thought, and then so at this point, Dolos says, okay, I will. Actually, he wins the trust using his oratory. He wins the trust of Mindardus, and Mindardus shares with him what adventure he's going off to. So Mindardus is going off to get the bracer of 100 men, and this bracer will, the bracer of 100 warriors. And so this bracer will actually allow, so it's a magic item that repeats itself 100 times and can be put onto 100 different warriors. And each warrior who carries this bracer is immune to all damage from non-magical weapons. And so Mindardus is going to get this bracer, and then it's going to give it to the woodcutters in Phandalin, which should easily end the war in Phandalin, and all of the dwarfs will probably die. At that point, Dolos actually does purchase the direwolf from Mindardus, and Mindardus spends an entire day teaching him how to ride him and how to calm him and how to manage him. So that's just of some of the things that happened in season 1, episode 6 of Dungeons & Dragons Arbor Adventures. Thanks for letting me share this word with you. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion on the best parts of this adventure. The important part's when I hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.